How you doing, Shon?
What's good? What's good?
How you been feeling, Shon?
Grinding, you know what I mean? Trying to stay in the loop, stay connected.
Any tips you have for anybody that's in the media space? You know, you got so much experience doing media in a DFW area.
Tips. I would say figure out your lane. Media coming from a host perspective. What I like about it is being able to control the content I want to create. So figure out your lane, figure out what events works best for your audience. Get your pitches together when you're reaching out for media credentials. Make sure it's like kind of on point, the objective, the angle when you're reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Because if you're reaching out to Live Nation and you're an independent small brand like myself, you want to make sure your content is quality. You can still get in the door, but you want to make sure they don't have no room for error to ask questions or
most definitely
all that.
Make sure it's as professional as it needs.
Definitely.
Do
you need your email pictures. Like me, what I normally do, I have one template. If I'm pitching for an interview or an event, I have one template. I just change the date in the event.
So I always have your template ready to send to any of them platforms because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the quality. They're looking for the template. They're looking for the professionalism.
Yeah, I have it in my phone, just copy paste. And also too, if it's events that you want to get to, that's more on a bigger caliber versus like your regular community stuff. The goal is to find a source. When I say the source, who's the PR, who's the marketing, who's the event coordinator. That's gonna be your ticket in the door.
Who taught you everything that you explaining? Like, who was your mentor in the media community?
So going into it, I really didn't have no mentor. I just kind of did what I felt was right in how people would perceive and look at it from the outside. If they're approaching me, what I'm gonna ask, what ducks in a row do I need just from just stuff that might be a little bit partially common sense. And then along the lines of networking, when I go to events, just meet people of quality, PR marketing people. Hey, how does this email sound? Do I need to change this? Or is it just right? Do I need to add things like that?
When I met you, I thought you was a designer.
I
am. Full time. I really thought you was like a full-time designer, and I was like, man, when he gonna get on the runway? When I'm seeing him model his own, designs and.
So the only thing is you can't see me model my own designs. So I design for women. So. I mean, yeah.
You will never try to design for men?
Now, if I go to the store and I find something that don't fit the way I want it to fit, I'll run home and taper it up real fast. But I haven't yet. People ask, but I haven't yet. So I know women, they're going to always buy for no reason at all. And then just kind of like how my imagination is, like the extravagance of it. Sometimes with men, probably not nowadays, but when I started, it was more boxed in fashion. When I say boxed in, meaning like the details wasn't as challenging to their own fashion sense. Now they're more open and acceptable to colors, styles, fits, and just the whole look.
It's another fashion show coming up at the Fair Park at the Hall State venue. It's gonna be a great one. It's called Dallas Fashion Week. It's from October 31st to November 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
You should be my date. We should go get busy. We should go get a lot of content. If you have some time,
He's a lot of time. Look, you got time for whatever you want to pursue.
So tell me about the men behind the brand. Tell me about the men behind the brand.
So the man behind the brand is a collective, right? So for people that don't know me, for real, that maybe have met me later on in life. The man behind the brand came from a documentary I wrote about myself. The former me, those skills are still alive, but when they were very more so present. I have an entertainment background. When I say that, not where I do what I do now. I come from a musical background. I used to audition for American Idol, X Factor, Apollo Theater. I went to school to be a chef. Been designing since middle school. So it's people are dang, you're super talented.
Born entrepreneur. Always hustling, huh?
No, definitely. Keeping something in the pocket. People like, dang, you know, you got a lot of talent. So what don't you do? So it's like, who's the man behind the brand? Because it's like all the makings of me. So I wrote out a documentary about like kind of like what I would like to, you know, whenever it unfolds one day, and I just kind of like left it as is on paper, right? And then currently, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, it was reborn basically. And from my initial angle to start it was more so to talk about fashionpreneurs, and then more opportunities became present because my influence for the man behind the brand, starting the media side of it, was fashion. Oh my God, Fashion Police. It used to be a show I used to watch after every award show. They would give like the reviews of the red carpets, and they would give like the outright reviews, like if it was trash, if it was good, or they killed it. I was like, oh man, I would love to do that. I could see myself doing it. I want to be the first black independent male person to host the Met Gala red carpet. So that was kind of like my angle going into the man behind the brand. I knew I could sell my personality more from what people had never seen before. Because if you just know me on a one-on-one level, you know, I'm just real fun. I'm lit behind the scenes versus what you might just see on a regular day. But then I was like, I want to just give people more and also be able to put myself in rooms that I felt I deserved to be in versus if I was just a designer, I really wouldn't serve a purpose in some rooms. Some of the rooms I've been able to be blessed in by understanding my value with the man behind the brand.
This your season, and we here to give you your flowers. This your season. We here to give you your
life
flowers.
and lifing.
Been lifing, huh?
Yeah, good, bad, and ugly, but you know, it's all about how you respond to it.
And you've been responding in a great way. Tell me about the nonprofit. That was a great response to life.
So going into this year, first off, you couldn't tell me I would face something so tragic, dealing with a severe level of trauma. Nonprofit is Hugs for Hope. We advocate for mental health and suicide prevention. So in
Hugs
March,
for Hope.
yeah,
Hugs for Hope.
Yeah, stands for helping others persevere every day. So one of the things I tell people now in my life, the best way and easiest way to navigate towards your purpose is following through. When I say that, meaning if you don't follow through, you don't have no dots to connect and have nothing to go back and look on and see where you came from.
Right.
So with Hugs for Hope, you know, I felt like my life was transitioning last year, evolving, but I just couldn't pinpoint it. But I realized that I had a gift for people with trauma and chronic grief. We're watching us how everybody that were dealing with certain situations were navigating to me, and I'll just become their ear. And how I realized too that in my life I've always been a solution-based person, which has allowed me to be like a fixer in most scenarios. So I've always provided help to people, as they say, like, dang, we see you go through the worst situations, but we see how you always find the light and just always overcome. So me just showing up for people or showing up for myself when things might not always land in my favor gives people hope. So I realized it's like, you know, one of my purposes in life is to help people live.
Yeah, man, just seeing your journey, you just been giving me hope. I just try to like invest into you from a distance. Every time I see you on social media, fam, anything I can do for you, I'm gonna pour into you. I really do believe in you. I really do feel that everything you saying you will accomplish. Every goal that you always put ahead of you, you always attacked it. Man, you just a solid brother, bro.
Thank you, man. You solid, man. It was an instant connection, like literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what you do? You know, you here working? So I mean, you know,
time flies. Like that
definitely
was 7 years ago. I went all the way back in time stamped it. It was in 2018.
My gosh. I tell people to be intentional. If you're not intentional, you're just moving in motion and not really in real action. When I say that, meaning make everything make sense. Because if you're not doing it with intention, you're gonna go in circles because it's not gonna lead to the next move. I tell people this also. People like, I'm moving in purpose, right?
Right.
So this is another way to break it down when it comes to moving in purpose. We all drive in the cars going down the same 635, right? We motion, right? We move into the direction of whatever our purpose is that moment in that day or whatever, right? But if you miss the exit, you were never in alignment. So then you gotta go big detour. So you would never moving in the real purpose. You were just moving.
Shit, some people they be